Hello, welcome to Discovering the World of Natural Health. Today, March 8th. Wow, March 8th already. And we are here waiting to share excellent information. We're going to go back and we're going to do what's called digging up bones. We're going to go find some stuff that has been around and we didn't know about it, but we found it. And I want to share with you how important it is and was and shall be because it has benefit. And we're going to talk about the real power of vitamins today on the show. And we're going to go back 29 years. Yeah, we're going to go back 29 years and talk about an article written in Time magazine in April the 6th, 1992. 29 years ago. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, and I hope that my microphone is okay, Lee, because I dropped it. So if you got me, we can keep on trucking. So the thing about it is, things come, things go. Things get talked about, things get forgotten about. But we're important in that I'm talking about you and myself, are able to work with the body we live in and give it things that it needs to help make it productive and beneficial and last as long as it can and get the most performance. I don't think there's a problem with quote unquote slowing down. I don't think there's a problem with can't do as much as you used to do in the same time frame. But if we can keep our endurance, we can keep our get up and go, we can be all we need to be: healthy, happy, and well-being. Go by Remedy This Naturally and check out the cafe. I think you'll be happy you did. I didn't bring a menu today, but bottom line is it won't do you any good unless you go there to get it or have someone pick it up for you. And had last week making a pistachio muffin and something special for St. Patty's Day coming up, and it was absolutely out of this world. I am a pistachio person. I love my pistachios. I love my nuts. I guess that basically, you guys, I love telling you these stories. When I was a young'un, years ago, there were 2 pecan trees back behind the house, and my job was to get up there like a little monkey and shake the pecans off the tree as they continued to not turn loose from the hull. For those that realize and understand that the pecan start out in a green shell, and as they mature in the fall, that green shell, when the frost hits it, turns brown to black, and then it opens up, and then the nut will fall on the ground. So the key is to get them before the squirrels do. But I bring that up because cracked a many a pecan. And the best part about it was taking and putting it in your hand, squeezing it together, and just take that little pecan and crack it all the way around. And the neat part about it was when you pulled the shell off of the nut, that it came out whole. That's what was so cool, to be able to get 2 halves out of that pecan and enjoy them. It was just a little something that we love to do to make it happen. So you had halves instead of pieces. They were good. So pecans were my nut that I grew up on. Now, the one that was very, very difficult, very difficult to get out of the shell was a walnut. And this was the black walnut. And let's see if we got walnuts listed in the book here. And okay, maybe it's under a different title. I'm going to check for you. This is something I just thought about as we started on the show here. Okay. But walnuts were good for your thyroid working. Okay. And the pecans, they had significance. The neat thing about the walnuts, very, very high in iodine. So that was something that made it. So basically growing up in the South here, that was two nuts. And then the other nut was pecans, being able to raise them in this area, and it does good in this area. So there was three nuts that I was familiar with in growing up. So just bring that up to let you know about it. Okay. Your life and your health are your responsibility. It is my pleasure to be able to share with you some things that are beneficial to help us. Okay, remember I told you 29 years ago, this article came out, and I remember, and this is actually a reprint from the magazine on the article, and this deals with just the article itself, a reduplication, because at the time, 29 years ago, we actually handed this out to people to help them understand that as a herbalist, as a person with a health food store, that we had something with quote unquote authority for the benefit of it. So what does it say? Time magazine. And I checked to see if they were still in publishing, and they are. They're down to 1 million publications a month. But due to the fact of advertising and not being able to have what they need for all the publications, and the people didn't buy them, they've cut back tremendously. The real power of vitamins. 30 years ago, new research shows that you may help fight cancer, heart disease, and listen to this, the ravages of aging. That was the title. That was the title of the article on April the 6th, 1992. And in here, cover story, see? The cover story. So what is the cover story? And under health in this magazine, it says, the new scoop on vitamins. They may be much more important than doctors thought in warding off cancer, heart disease, and the ravages of aging. Let me just break in and interrupt myself. Now, did you notice what we just covered? And I haven't even finished the subtitle here in the bold black letters, but talking about vitamins, they may be much more important. So something is not telling all the facts about what's going on. So how about if we take and bring into the enlightenment of us, the people, that they may be more important than we give credit to, or the powers that be share with us that they are able to do. So they may be much more important than doctors thought in warding off cancer. So are you trying to say back 29 years ago, they came out and said the vitamins could help keep you from, maybe prevent cancer. Heart disease and the ravages of aging. And to me, the biggest problem with aging is that, I'll get the front cover here, we don't put into our bodies the fuel that's needed for us to be able to get what we need to get to be qualified to live a happy, industrious life without pain, problems, etc. Okay? Now, let's keep on talking about this for a while. Open back up again. I'm going to repeat it to you because it's powerful. The new scoop on vitamins, the cover story in Time, April 6th, 1992. They may be much more important than doctors thought in warding off cancer, heart disease, and ravages of aging. And no, you may not be getting enough of these critical nutrients in your diet. There again, we talked about what is it I can put in my diet to help me get what I need to get so I cannot have aging ravage me away. Okay? Just important. Let's kind of talk about it a little bit here and give you some idea. You remember he said the scoop? On this has got a bowl. I mean, that's a bowl full of vitamins and probably minerals in there too. Do you need a soup of supplements? Okay, that's supposed to represent a soup bowl and eating a bowl of soup. So, do you need a soup of supplements? You know, that would be like vegetable soup, right? Almost every week brings new hints that extra doses of vitamins may help you stay healthy longer, especially if you can't stand broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Let's go back. I love this. Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food. Now that is cool. So, broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Oh crap, I can't take them. You know, I just don't like them. So what I do? And I see the commercials now on TV with the greens, and where somebody's taking and enjoying their greens. And but if you don't like Brussels sprouts and broccoli, you don't like the other things that can help you, can you supplement through a vitamin and get benefit that may help you from aging and getting older quicker than we should? Good question. So that's what it's saying about that. Okay. Now, let's flip this little booger over again. All right. Got another little cartoon at the top up there, one at the bottom, and let's talk about it, okay? All right, if you just joined us, go back to this page. I have a Time magazine article reprint that was April the 6th, 1992, and this was the cover story of Time magazine in this publication back 29 years ago. And I just thought about that thing and I pulled it out, and it came across me searching through some old papers, and neat. that we have the ability to go back. And it's kind of been like I had this magazine article stuck in a box, hadn't seen it for years, right? And since 29 years ago, this article came out, it hadn't been kept up with. Research has not been something that's prevalent or important enough to continue to do and find out if 30 years ago this was what I needed. And if it is, then why am I not doing it? And why is it that my healthcare professional is not recommending I do this? You know, what's the difference? What's the difference between food and what's the difference between medication? You know, does medication improve the nutrients needed for the body to be able to work with what it's got so it can give the body the ability to heal itself? Or if you and I are manufactured in our ancient model of Garden of Eden, then if that's the case, why aren't we taking and saying, okay, I really don't like broccoli, I really don't like Brussels sprouts, but I'm going to take me a vitamin and mineral. I'm going to look up what vitamins and minerals are in those foods, and I'm going to start supplementing. The best way to do that is just take a good multivitamin mineral supplement as closest to the natural form as possible. Okay? So that's what we're talking about on this beautiful broadcast today on the 8th of March, 2021. All right. The question being, can you survive by pills alone? You know, we got to the point where we would like to be able to do that. Now, something I do, but I'm just reiterating and talking and giving you some information about the topic, just a little excerpt in this article. Can you survive by pills alone? Now, let's see what it says, and then I will talk to you about some things that I love to do in a capsule form or concentrated form or in having what I need just in a plant base that I can make a shake out of, you know, something like this, shake it up, got the little silver ball in there to go with it. We didn't put it back in there. Okay. Y'all follow me okay? Is it making sense? 29 years ago. If you would have heeded this 29 years ago, those of you who are old enough to read then, and you've been doing this for the last 29 years, what do you think your quality of life and health would be? All right. Question, can you survive by pills alone? Call it the Jetson diet, a futuristic feast of prefab pellets containing all the nourishment any 21st century citizen would want. It makes for a nice cartoon fantasy. But could people really eat this way? Not a chance. Real food is still here to stay. I don't have a problem with that at all. Next paragraph. Multiple vitamin pills do not contain the fiber, carbohydrates, and proteins necessary for maintaining the body and giving it energy. Such nutrients can be put into pills, but they would have to be taken in such large quantities that they would be an impractical, not to mention tasteless, substitute for real food. Let me just hit on this a little bit, talking about that. It's a would be an impractical, not to mention tasteless, substitute for real food. Now, are we eating the food we're eating today for taste or nourishment? Just say, for example, you wanted to start a diet and you wanted to be able to eat all this different stuff, so you start counting calories. And if you stay within the calorie limit and you burn all them up during that day and you burn extra calories, then guess what? You'll lose weight. Drink your water, get your exercise, and eat less calories than you burn, you'll lose weight. Okay? Food also contains a myriad of obscure nutrients such as phenols, flavorons, lutein, that scientists cannot yet fully understand, much less put into a safe, effective pill form. And many vitamin nutrients have undoubtedly not been identified at all. But even if a full-service nutrient pill was formulated, it probably would not satisfy some basic human desires: hunger and the joy of savoring good food. You know, before we had this big pandemic, a year ago, one of the keynote things that we as individuals love to do was, quote unquote, go out to eat. Or mama get that Sunday dinner with the fixins, and I'm talking about all that stuff: fried chicken, pork chops, turnip greens, all that stuff, the homemade bread, all that savoring, getting it in there. There's another one here. We're going to talk about this. Are pills as good a source of food? Now, here again, even Hippocrates said this stuff is not as good as the food, and the food has to be there in order for us to get what we need and become who we need to become. Excuse me. This thing is good. Now, let me show you what I do with this. I guess you call this commercial, right? I take the top off of it, and in this particular one that I'm taking, this is what's called Sultus 24. Sultus 24 comes in a packet, 30-day supply, and in here there are nutrients that will last for 24 hours. And so what I do in this, I take this one, tear it off. And you can buy these individual packs that remedy this naturally to try them out. There's one for energy that is superb. All right, we got that. Put her in there. Oh, you all can't see. Sorry about that. Yep. And then, remember the lid? Please remember the lid. Okay, turn it. And actually, put it down like that, and you'll notice there's some different things there. And then shake her up. Looks kind of like grapefruit juice, doesn't it? We talked about that last week. And that's good. And so what you got right there, nourishment. Sip it, take it all down at one time. But there's some good things going there for you, okay? All right. For you just joining us at the half hour here in the show, I came across this article, Time Magazine, April the 6th, 1992. And I thought, this is so appropriate 29 years later. And we have not done as much as we need to do on this, okay? We haven't done as much as we need to. It kind of got, this information kind of got like this article did, got put to the side, hidden in a box. And then all of a sudden, boy, I opened up a whole case of vitamins and minerals. I love it. All right, let's talk a little bit more. The real power of vitamins. New research shows they may help fight cancer. They may help fight heart disease and the ravages of aging. The body needs a broad spectrum of nourishment. And if you're not liking Brussels sprouts and broccoli, then you may want to take and give yourself some vitamins, some minerals, some supplementation to be able to do, as Socrates said, let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. So even this is not as good as eating fresh fruits and vegetables. That's more important. Okay, let's move forward. Are pills as good a source as food? We've answered that question, but let's see what this little excerpt in the article says. A pill cannot deliver the same range of nutrients as food. But what if you want a megadose of a particular vitamin? Will a supplement do the trick? Or would it be better to eat bushels of broccoli? In theory, pills can provide dependable dosages of genuine vitamins and minerals. Vitamin C is a molecule. Vitamin C is a molecule. Whether nature synthesizes it or man does. Observe Gladys Brooke, a nutrition professor at the University of California, Berkeley. But that assumes the pill is properly made, which has always been true. In 1989, for instance, a study found that more than half of the calcium carbonate supplement in the United States could not be easily digested. Pills with thick coatings are suspect, while gelatin capsules prevent the fewest problems. It will make, however, a pill no worse than a vegetable for delivering select nutrients to the body and may work better for those who refuse to eat their greens. A little excerpt from the article. Yes, just make sure what you're taking is a good quality vitamin that can be digested, doesn't end up, I'll go back to this one here. Doesn't end up coming out just like you put them in. And that was one of the things that people said they start taking vitamins and then they would go to the bathroom and look and there was the pill in the toilet. That's something where you've got to make sure you have good quality that is made for nourishment, not for the money it can make for the person selling it. All right. We're getting on with this here show. The vitamin alphabet. Okay. Just want to make sure we cover this whole article. I just thought this was so doggone good. It was so timely. It really was. Now, how about we do this? How about I talk to you about the vitamins, which ones, tell you what foods you can get them in. Oh, this one really caught my attention, right? Do older people have different vitamin needs? And does it matter which brand you buy? Absolutely. And can you overdose? All right. excuse me, a little dryness here. For those that didn't see me mix that up on the show and you're just tuning in, I opened up one of these, Sultus 24, which gives me my nutrients for 24 hours. Excuse me. All right. Vitamin A, beta-carotene. Where you get it from? Liver, egg yolks, whole milk, butter, beta-carotene, dark green leafy vegetables, yellow and orange vegetables, and fruits. Established benefit. Prevents night blindness and help with that. Possible benefits: may reduce the risk of breast, lung, colon, prostate, cervical cancer, heart disease, and stroke. May retard macular degeneration, a common cause of blindness among the elderly. That's vitamin A or beta-carotene, okay? Vitamin B6, meats, poultry, fish, fruits, nuts, and vegetables. That's where you can get them from naturally. Helps prevent anemia, skin lesions, nerve damage. And also it may protect against neutral tube defect in fetus, the baby, when it's inside the mama's womb. B12. A lot of us know about B12 because we consider it the energy vitamin. All right, where you get B12 from? Meats, milk products, eggs, liver, fish. Okay, helps prevent pernicious anemia, B12. May protect against heart disease and nerve damage, possibly prevents defects in infants during first 6 weeks of pregnancy. Vitamin C. I think vitamin C has been able to be a wake-up call for us. Right now, I told you today's March 8th, seasons are starting to change. We're still working with the stuff called flu and viruses. So with C, you get it from your citrus fruit, your green peppers, strawberries, raw cabbage, green leafy vegetables. It prevents scurvy, also helps with your teeth, and fights hemorrhaging. May help reduce the risk of cancer and heart disease, retards macular degeneration in the eyes of the elderly. So we know this stuff. Even 29 years ago, it put in this article in Time magazine, 29 years ago, that it will do these things. Okay. And vitamin D, liver, butter, fatty fish, egg yolks, fortified milk, also produced when skin is exposed to sunlight. Prevents rickets, bone malformation. May help prevent osteoporosis and kidney disease. Okay, vitamin E, nuts, seeds, whole grains, vegetables, and fish liver oils. Helps prevent retrolytal fibroplasm, an eye disorder in pre-nature infants, and anemia. Vitamin E may reduce the risk of angina and heart attack, may slow macular degeneration, may prevent spinal cord damage in patients with cystic fibrosis. 29 years ago, they were putting this out for us to make sure we do something to help get a better quality of life naturally. Folic acid, green leafy vegetables, and liver. Helps protect against cervical dysplasia, precancerous changes in the cells of the urinary cervix, may help protect against heart disease, nerve damage, neural tube defect. Vitamin K, leafy vegetables, corn and soybeans, liver, cereal, dairy products, meats, and fruits. Helps prevent hemorrhaging. Vitamin K, possible role in cancer prevention. Possible role. Now, how about when this came out 29 years ago, and they said, vitamin K, does it prevent cancer? Role. If not, why don't we do some, let's see if I can look on the thing right here and get a space. Okay. Let's find out. Go up. Does vitamin K prevent cancer? Research progress on the anti-cancer's effect of vitamin K2. The present review summarizes evidence stating that treatment with VK2 could possibly inhibit the growth of cancer. Okay? Look some of this stuff up, especially if you've already been diagnosed that your family has a risk of cancer. So we want to do something that we can make a difference, okay? Now, so what I did, right there, I just went through all those things. And for those that just maybe flipping the channel, talking about a Time magazine and how vitamins, and this was 29 years ago, this article came out. This is a reprint that I had in one of file folders in my history of something that was important to me in finding out. Let's go over here, and basically I have not gotten into the meat of the article. I've got into the excerpts that kind of blow things out to the side. Do older people have different vitamin needs? I think, well, you know, do women have different vitamin needs? Do children have different vitamin needs? In this particular one, they're picking on us old folks. I wasn't old folk then. Take 29 off what I got right now. Ooh, yes. Don't assume grandma and grandpa can get by on a few vitamins. They didn't say that at all. Let's start over. Don't assume grandma and grandpa can get by on fewer nutrients just because they are not as active as they once were. That widely held belief is being challenged by new research suggesting that the elderly need even more of some vitamins than the young. A Tufts University study indicated that people over 60 may need about a third more vitamin B6 than young adults do to maintain good nutrition. Vitamin D consumption apparently should increase with age as well. And vitamin D consumption should when you are confronted with things that are challenging your immune system. The elderly may not be able to process and synthesize vital nutrients as efficiently as young people. Moreover, medications continue. Boy, we have a little trouble with things here. Let's get this thing right. Moreover, medications commonly prescribed for seniors, such as anti-inflammatory agents or diuretics, can hinder vitamin absorption. And because powers of taste diminish with age, Old folks sometimes have flagged appetites and thus are in danger of not getting enough vitamins from their diet. So to answer the question that came with this part of the article, do older people have different vitamin needs? Yep, they do. And we older people need to take that in consideration and, find out what you're missing. Do some blood work. Check it out. And under this article says vitamin E found that have fewer lung lesions, they live longer. So if people taking vitamin E. For patients found to have Parkinson's disease, vitamin E may hold special promise. The nutrient seems to delay the appearance of tumors and rigidity and loss of balance, thus postponing the need for therapy with dopamine. The vitamin also appears to alleviate some of the unnecessary side effects of antipsychotic drugs, such as twitching hands, face, and feet. So, folks, information, knowledge is there that applies to us and was brought up, say, 30 years ago, 29 in this article. So we need to move on with taking care of ourselves and our life and our health, and doing it with natural products. You can get concentrated spinach, you can get, you can get concentrated food sources in capsules, powders. I think it's worth looking into. Not only do I think it's worth looking into, I think it's made a great difference in me over the years, and looking forward to more research. It is amazing. I talked to you guys about trying to take time to focus on something of importance before you went to sleep. In other words, take a situation, a problem, a concern, whatever it may be, and I would suggest you just write it down, whatever it may be, put it inside an envelope, and go over it right before you get ready to go to bed. Because the thing that we really need to be aware of, when you are putting and programming information in our brain before we turn in, as we say, and go to sleep, it's going to work and look for a solution. It's going to keep you awake, or it's going to fret you, and it's not going to be good. So, here we go again, I got to tell you this again. As we think in our heart, so are we. A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. So if I'm not happy, if I am poured in a pregnant ant in a wagon wheel rut, that's low. If I am so far down in trying to get myself to deal with stuff, then I need to look for the answer. Look for the ability to say, and you got to believe in God first of all to do this, that God is going to give me the answer to my problem, to my question, because I brought it to Him right before I went to sleep. I also make a suggestion that you take beside your bed, your nightstand, or whatever it is, where you can reach it, slide it on underneath the edge of the bed if you have to, a pen, paper, and have it available if you're woken up, if you're given answers, because I'm going to tell you what will happen. Anyway, I tell you what happened to me. I'll wake up. I got the greatest brainstorm. It was the answer to what I was looking for. And guess what? I didn't write it down. No, I didn't. And in the morning, when I got up, I couldn't remember it. It's kind of like a dream. I couldn't remember. Therefore, I lost the answer that I was given. So, you may be better than me in doing that, but me, pencil and paper, write it down. Soon it come to you before you fall back to sleep. Just thinking. All right. Doesn't matter which brand you buy. Buying vitamins can be a befuddling experience. Even if you can figure out the best formulation with zinc or without, quality and dose, you probably don't know what to make of these scientific sounding claims like proven release or high absorbency. Pricing too can make it arbitrary as to the color of the pill, so to speak. Bottom line, look at the company that you're getting from it, and is it, quote unquote, natural form, and is it something that the body's going to digest and assimilate and you get the benefit from when you're taking your vitamins. Can you overdose on vitamins? Too much of a good thing can be unexpected consequences. Just ask people who have gulped gallons of carrot juice, which is rich in beta-carotene, only to find that the palms of their hands and the soles of their feet turned a dull orangey yellow. And that is a side effect of too much beta-carotene coming from the carrots. But I'll tell you what, it's a wonderful antioxidant. The carrot-rich syndrome is generally thought to be harmless and reversible, but overdosing on some other vitamins and minerals can have serious side effects. So carrots, you're okay with it. Vitamin A, gorging on this compound in doses of more than 25,000 IUs 5 times the RDA, can lead to liver damage, hair loss, blurred vision, and headaches. Vitamin B6 ingested more than 400 micrograms 200 times the RDA can cause numbness in the mouth and hands and difficulty in walking. Vitamin C, it has once believed to cause kidney stones, but experts now say that there is no solid evidence of dangerous side effects from vitamin C. High doses can produce stomach aches and diarrhea. And that's when you know you need to cut back. You're taking vitamin C and you start getting diarrhea or stomach aches. Lessen up what you're doing with it. The body knows. The body wants to be healthy and happy and well. Let's see. Vitamin D in daily doses of 50,000 IUs, 125 times the US RDA. The sunshine vitamin can cause the buildup of calcium deposits and can interfere with functioning of muscles, including heart tissue. And this is some of the things that you want to make sure it's assimilatable, digestible, and if you're worried about taking too much of it, get ready and start absorbing some sunshine. And then, like, doctors prescribe niacin. So look at your daily requirements. Check out what could be a negative problem and see what you need to do. It's your body. It's your life. It's your health. Do something that's important for you. And Iron, those who want to bolster their red blood count, especially elderly people and menstruating women, have been taking iron supplements for years. Daily doses higher than 100 mega, 6 times RDA, could interfere with absorption of zinc, a mineral that speeds wound healing and helps regulate the immune system. So, a lot of things going on. A lot of things. What are we talking about today on Remedy This Naturally? And for your information, this is being broadcast live today, March the 8th. And kind of do a recap. Time magazine, April 6th, 39 years ago, 1992. Came up with question, because it was a big thing going on. I remember back in the 90s when, the vitamin stores were doing well, people were encouraged, and Big Pharma got upset because people were doing things that were less effective, saying the negative side effects from the pharmaceutical were there and not being in the man-made nutraceuticals. But the whole thing, I want you to understand in this particular broadcast we're doing, is that we need to take time and we need to understand that God has a pharmacy that He created at the beginning before our man and woman existence. And when God saw this beautiful garden, everything that was needed, and He realized that this garden would be the ideal place. You can have so much love and concern for plants, enjoying your flower garden, enjoying the beauty of taking a walk, enjoying the beauty of what's out there in the national parks, etc. None of it compares to what was in the Garden of Eden, the original garden. So man was created. And there again, man had a problem being lonely. So God was lonely and He made man. Man was lonely and God made woman. So what is it that we need to make sure that our life and our health are as best it can be? What is it? And I challenge you to think about that. What do you need physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually? Trust the Creator, talk to Him. And here again, go back to what I said early in the program. If you need answers, take the time before you go to bed. Clear your mind of all the crap that's been put in there over the day, and give yourself the gift of letting your mind, your heart, your soul, and your spirit communicate one with another, in union one with another, so you can have the answers you need to be made whole. And when that happens, God blessed our little pea-picking hearts. So with that in mind, I'm Claiborne Holtzman, Remedy This Naturally. I challenge you to think about what happened 29 years ago. And remember, even before that, way back centuries ago, Hippocrates said, let medicine be your food and let your food be your medicine. Let's get back to the Garden of Eden and let's do prevention for all we need and have and become. Take care. God bless. I'm your host, Claiborne Holtzman. Come see us at Remedy This Naturally, 1140 Benvenue Road.